Welcome to my Week 7 battle of the PPL Pokemon Draft League. My team, the LA Wakers, is taking on Elly, coach of the Shanghai Dreigons. I'll be giving you guys a quick breakdown of the team I'm bringing today, why I chose these Pokemon, and the Wi-Fi battle will follow. But first, if you're excited about this Pokemon Draft League Wi-Fi battle, make sure you let me know by leaving a like and subscribe if you're new. Elly's team is packed with some of the best Pokemon of all time, like Tornadus Therian and Landorus Therian. She has the good old reliable Rotom Wash, two insanely strong Dark types in Hoopa, Unbound, and Hydreigon, a Diancie that can set up Spikes and Stealth Rock, and the two Terra Captains Revavroom, which can Terrasilize into a Steel, Ground, or Flying type, and Hariyama, which can Terrasilize into a Fighting, Steel, or Fairy type. So this week, we're starting off with Choice Band Annihilate. Close combat is very spammable versus Elly's team, just because of my Defiant ability, giving me an attack raise when Landorus with Intimidate comes out, and even the most defensive Landorus will fall to a Choice Band Ice Punch. Because of Annihilate's natural bulk and natural 4x resistance to U-turn and my opponent's abundance of it, Rage Fist is very easy to fit on this set, as it's pretty simple to power up. And because sometimes Annihilate cannot KO the Pokemon in front of it, I have U-turn to get me on out of there, specifically versus Pokemon like Rotom Wash, which I am faster than even if max speed. That U-turn allows me to bring in my next Pokemon, Hisuian Electrode, which can 4x resist Rotom Wash's Volt Switch and 2x resist his Hydro Pump. It's also an insane offensive threat versus my opponent's entire team. With a modest nature and Life Orb, Leaf Storm destroys Rotom Wash and Diancie. But if they're weakened and I want something more reliable, I also have Giga Drain as an option. With my 96 Speed EVs, I outspeed a Tornadus Speed creeping a Jolly Lycanroc, and can threaten it with a Life Orb Volt Switch. And because Electrode is one of my lower tier Terra Captains, I can Terrasilize into a Fairy type and use Terra Blast to deal with Hydreigon, Hariyama prior to Terrasilizing, and Hoopa Unbound. But because Hoopa Unbound and Hydreigon can still be threats in their own right, and I might not want to Terrasilize my Hisuian Electrode into a Fairy type right away, because it's my best Rotom Wash switching, I have, you guessed it, Assault vs Hisuian Samurai. The AV allows me to take multiple Dark Pulses from both and KO Hoopa with an X-Scissor, sharpness boosted, while getting up Spikes if I connect with Ceaseless Edge. Razor Shell gives me a stronger hit versus both Diancie and Landorus Therian, and I have Aqua Jet just in case my opponent has Choice Scarf Landorus. But because Spikes don't hit Hydreigon, I wanted a Stealth Rocker and Crocodile. My Speed EVs allow me to outspeed a max speed Rotom as well as Hoopa Unbound. Stealth Rock allow me to wear down Hydreigon and put it in range of priority for my team. I also have Brick Break for dual screens, in case my opponent wants to run Light Clay on Rotom Wash or Diancie. And because Moonblast from Diancie can be very problematic, I put on a Roselli Berry just because I can get damage in a pinch to put it in range of something like Electrode or a Hisuian Samurai after an Earthquake. Between my HP EVs and Intimidate, I can also take a neutral Iron Head or Terra Blast Ground from Revavroom. And Crunch gives me a way of chipping Landorus Therian as well as Tornadus Therian, putting him in range of my next Pokemon, Adamant Choice Band Lycanroc Dusk. Lycanroc's Accelerock is incredible in this game, even picking off a Choice Scarf Hydreigon at about 50%. It can KO offensive and some variations of defensive Tornadus from full, but I also have Stone Edge, which has practically no switch-ins, especially if my opponent has Terrasilized their Hariyama. Close Combat gives me a nuke on Hydreigon, and Sucker Punch can allow me to do about 60% to Revavroom if it Terrasilizes, which can help my Samurott knock it out with Aqua Jet after. Because my team gets swept by Earthquake from a Choice Scarf Landorus, I wanted to bring out Tank Dragonite. Defensive Dragonite is a great pivot into Tornadus Therian, Landorus Therian, and Revavroom. As long as multi-scale is intact, I can take 2+1 hits from Revavroom, as well as a modest Choice Specs Draco Meteor from Hydreigon. If Revavroom has not Terrasilized, I can knock it out with Earthquake, and if it has, I can force it out with Dragon Tail, which allows me to rack up damage on my opponent's team via hazards. Ice Spinner gives me a more direct way of hitting Tornadus Therian, Landorus Therian, and Hydreigon, and Roost allows for longevity, especially because this Pokemon easily switches in on most of my opponent's team. You can even take 2 Stone Edges from Choice Scarf Landorus Therian. So that's my team for Week 7 of the PPL Pokemon Draft League. Like I said before, if you are enjoying the Pokemon Draft League content, make sure you subscribe. I'm on my way to 400k, that's my end of the year goal, and everybody who watched this video today subscribed, I can hit it by the end of the day. And also please consider subscribing to Elly. Her content for this Draft League has been hilarious. Lastly, I want to give a big shout out to Amo, Owen, Tone, Mephisto, Dylan, Zazo, and Olivia for all the help this week. I've held you up long enough, so let's get right into the battle. So here we are with my Week 7 battle of the PPL Pokemon Draft League versus Elly. I'm actually playing my Week 7 before my Week 6, so I'm currently 3-2 going into this. I have no idea how my game versus Mephisto went, as we have not played. Her team is very, very threatening. She did bring her Hariyama, which can Terra into, I forgot the name for a second, I almost called it Iron Hands, which can Terra into a Fairy type as well. Or Steel. I think all are very, very strong versus me. But we're just going to lead off with my Annihilate. Guys, if you have been enjoying the Draft League content, make sure you let me know. Leave a like and sub to the channel as I'm on my way to 400k. If everybody who watched today subscribe, I get 400k by the end of the day. Also, subscribe to Elly. Her intro is going to be hilarious. I already know. She showed me one of the props that she had, and you know, her Draft League content is very fun. But have fun, Elly. If I sound like I just woke up, it's because I did. But we'll be all right. We'll be all right. Very threatening team, though, all around. But the game plan is kind of wear the team down for a Lycanroc endgame. So it ends up leading off a Hariyama, which isn't the worst thing in the world. I immediately U-turn out into Crocodile. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense because I'm going from Fairy Week to Fairy Week, and this could obviously Terra. But the reason I U-turn out immediately in the Crocodile is because we need to get up rocks for Hydreigon in the endgame. And I need to basically position the Lycanroc to Accelerock, and I need a lot of damage on that mon in general. So we're going to U-turn here. Maybe she Terra's turn 1. She does Terra turn 1, which should be completely fine. Obviously, it's not going to be a Steel type. It's going to be a Fairy type. I mean, this is a threat regardless, right? It's always going to be a threat. There's a Fairy Terra. Fairy. It could be AV as well. And again, this is fine because I won't die immediately if I go Crook. And we want to get up rocks. Rocks are going to help us win this game. That did a lot. Did I crit turn 1? I didn't. Huh. Why did I feel like that? Did that not do so much damage? Like, I know that it resists. I feel like U-turn did 1 billion. So that's like only max HP, and it could just be straight up offensive. So we'll bring out my Crocodile here because, again, we get off the Intimidate. I should not be able to die. I'm bulky. I have a Roselli Berry as well. So if she wants to go for like Player Off or Terra Blast Physical, we'll be able to live. Hariyama's huge. Look at this mon. Damn. Alright, so we're going to be able to get this up. Ideally, no crit turn 1. I would very much like that. Perfect. That did absolutely nothing. That she doesn't even 2-hit KO me after. Unless she gets Guts Flame Orb. So we'll take that. Get up our Stealth Rock here. It's going to be very important. And they switch. Perfect. Terra, Blast. I'm assuming Lando comes out. Yep, Lando makes a lot of sense. Oh, Hydreigon actually comes out. Okay. Hydreigon's not bad. This is, again, something I want damage on. At the end of the day, we want to get up spikes as well with my mon on this too. So this could be Specs. Do I need to save my Crocodile to Brick Break is the question, because technically I could bring out my my Samurott, because it is AV, tank this hit, because I do like the Intimidate on this, and I do like the fact that I can save this to potentially deal with the Hariyama. At least keep it at bay, you know, keep it at bay. So Hydreigon, obviously a giant threat. Draco is not going to be able to knock out my Samurott here, though, and we'll be able to find out if it's Specs or not just based on this damage. So let's calc this Draco that I'm sure is coming out, which is very free versus my team. If it's not Specs, it's not going to do that much. Ends up getting up Stealth Rock, though. I'm okay with that. Completely fine with that. As a start, I'm completely fine with that. Maybe it's not Scarf. SR. It could be a Jetpack as well. We'll just go right for the Cecil Sedge. They could be a Jetpack Draco. They end up going for U-turn. Okay, so they're not Scarf. Perfect. U-turn. Not Scarf. Makes the endgame a little bit easier, especially for my Terra Blasting Electro. Electro looks really strong here. And again, if I can land a Ceaseless Edge, we'll see what happens. But if I can land a Ceaseless Edge, we'll be in a very good spot. We'll be in a very good spot. Oh, and we land a Ceaseless Edge as well. Beautiful. I'm doing so much damage to this mon. I feel like I'm doing so much damage to this mon. Like, I don't know. Maybe am I like blind or something? Like, I feel like this Hariyama is taking 10 billion% every single turn. In fact, Razor Shell actually kills. I'm going for it. And we're landing too. Like, hell yeah. Yo, we'll take that KO. Hariyama's gone. Beautiful. The Terramon is gone. Also, me being a Salt Vest helps out so much in this. You know what's funny? The Spike actually only helps for Hoopa, but it's going to help a lot because I can Dragon Tail around. So as long as I get up rocks as well, we're in a good spot. Obviously, she predicted either X-Scissor or Sacred Sword. I think both are very strong brings into Elly. I like X-Scissor better for Hoopa. I would love if Hoopa comes out. Mr. Dingle. Not the Rotom. So Rotom's interesting. Rotom is something I actually want to weaken. But I do think that my Electro makes the most sense. I 4 times resist Volt Switch. I resist the 2 times resist Hydro Pump. Like, Electro getting that grass typing is so freaking nice. It's so freaking nice. I gotta write that potentially its item as well. And I have Terra Blast Fairy for Hydreigon too, so I'm in a good spot. It could be Reflect. Let's see. Volt switches immediately. How much does that do? 262 to 237. I'm gonna run a little count real quick. I don't know why I said it like that. I did 25 damage. Quick Google Maps. Alright, that's like not offensive Rotom. That's basically within, is that Landorus? Oh, Hoopa. Okay, Hoopa. Okay, Hoopa. I see you. I see you. I see you. So again, definitely a threat. Something I want to weaken. I want to get off the Intimidate here. If there's Scarf, they may go for the Psychic here. Hyperspace Fury is something they can go for as well, which is why I do like the Crocodile play a lot. I feel like Crocodile helps me out. And again, we're getting that chip on Hoopa for an Accelerock endgame, which is what we're going for. Goes right for Drain Punch. Beautiful play. Beautiful play. Beautiful play. Hoopa is huge, dude. Holy crap. What the? I can't get over how big these Mons are. I'm like, bro, it's like that one Pokemon episode with the demons. I'm just going to crunch. I was thinking about Brick Breaking, but I'm just going to crunch. I get a lot of damage off on Hoopa, and it's not that big of a threat. Also, I can knock it out with Electrode after, or even Lycanroc. Lycanroc's like the type of Mon that just has 0 switching on my opponent's team. Like, it has absolutely 0 switchings. So I think what we can do here is actually go Annihilate and U-turn. I think that's the best case scenario. The other play is actually CC, just in case they go Rotom. Because U-turn will knock out Hoopa, CC will knock out Hydreigon, it'll 2-hit KO Rotom. If they go Landers, I get a ton of damage off because of Defiant. Only Torn is the problem, and I don't want to Ice Punch. I don't want to Ice Punch into the into Rotom. That's the big thing. So I'd rather close combat. If they go Landers, this is a great turn. They go Cleavage, which is Torn. Yeah, that's how much you take. Oh my god, dude! I feel like every Mon is taking 10 billion% in this game, dude. I really feel like every Mon is taking 10 billion%. So that took about half, close to half, which means Torn is more offensive. There's Therian. But it definitely has, like, what is that? Like, actually, no, that's either a low roll if it's max HP with some defense, or something along those lines. I want to save my Dragonite's multi-scale. Though they could just Bleak Win instead of U-turn. Alright, we just go Dragonite, actually, because we wanna Dragon Tail things around. We wanna Dragon Tail things around. If she ends up going for Nasty Plot, it's fine. Bleak Win obviously is all right too. It won't do much. It won't do much to me. Ends up going right for Focus Blast. Unfortunately, missing, which means my multi-scale is not broken here. And she was obviously predicting me to go hard into my Focus Blast, hard into my Samurott, or like wanted a strong hit. Lycanroc, excuse me. Lycanroc is another one. All right, with Dragon Tail, very, very unfortunate miss on my opponent's part. Hard switches, so we get the Hazard rack up, which is really nice here. Mr. Dingo is the Rotom, right? So we get the Rotom in, we get more Stealth Rock. That's gonna die to Giga Drain now. Also, if I land, I deserve to miss it, to be honest. But Dragonite said, nah, you're not gonna miss. I do so much damage as well, and I'm still in multi-scale. So the thing is, they don't really have solid switchings to this Mon. And I get in the Landorus, which is exactly what we want. We want Landorus to come out because we want to Ice Spinner it to get Chip on it. So we're going to Ice Spinner. I'm going to assume just this might be Scarf just based on the team, but we're going to Ice Spinner here. Yeah, they U-turn. Again, a Dragon Tail could potentially come out. She could go Tornadus. I don't care if Rotom comes out because that just gives me my free Electrode. That gives me my free Electrode as well. Pay attention to that damage too. So Cleavage is Torn. Torn is actually going to take a lot from this attack. Yeah, Torn is going to take a lot from this attack. That almost looks like a 2-hit KO. Now, Landorus did 378 to that, so okay, about 21 damage. Let's see how much that is. I just want to know if that's Scarf. Landorus, T. Choice Scarf, U-turn. Yeah, that could potentially be Scarf. Ice Spinner has a shot to knock him out. I just don't want to put myself in range of being Stone Edge swept, right? That is a possibility here. I do have Carry On, though, so I should be okay. So Ice Spinner has a shot of knocking this thing out, right? Did it say how much HP I had left? 252, Ice Spinner, -1. But there's more than likely I don't. I'm going for it. Why not? Like, Icy Wind is not going to KO me. Hurricane can miss. Oh my god, this poor Tornadus. I'm sorry. It's crazy because in practice, Bleak Wind, they were using Bleak Wind versus me, and Bleak Wind just kept missing. It just kept missing. Over and over and over. We'll go for another Ice Spinner here. I don't have any reason not to. We're keeping Torn nice and low. And if Rotom wants to come out, it's fine too. I really am sorry about that, Elly. Obviously, that's big that you're missing all these attacks. Like that, I cannot undersell the fact that you're missing all these attacks. I cannot undersell that. So, we get Rotom nice and low. Torn is going to be always in range of a Cellar now. Again, the one mon we're scared of is Landorus. The one mon we're scared of is Landorus. So, we're going to switch there. I can't wait to see her commentary because she's hilarious. But yeah, because Dragonite is healthy, Hurricane actually, I still live Stone Edge as well after Hurricane landed, just based on the fact that it's taking that little as it did. The Will-O-Wisp there and does thankfully land an attack. I'm very glad that she managed to land one at least. Rotom already dies to Cellar. Hydreigon's the one mon I need to weaken. Yeah, Hydreigon is the one mon I need to weaken. Because Hoopa will also die to 2 hits from Electrode. Again, we're going for that Cellar endgame. I would love Hydreigon to come out because we know it's not Scarf. This is a free Giga Drain. I do not have to predict from this position. We have spikes up. If Landorus comes out, it takes 1 billion damage. And really, this is nothing. Like, nothing just switches in at all. Nothing switches in. Because, again, it takes Stealth Rock. It's going to take the Giga Drain. We KO Rotom right there. Perfect. So don't got to worry about Rotom anymore. Rotom goes down. We have the damage on Hoopa. We have the damage on Torn. Hydreigon, like I said, is the big thing. I guess also Landorus being potentially Scarf. It could be a thing, like I said. Could definitely be a thing. It is U-turn. It can't be Rock Polish because that doesn't exist at the moment, which is really unfortunate for Landorus. Not me. I like that. If she goes Hoopa, it ends up dying to Terra Blast. If they go Torn, it ends up dying to Terra Blast as well, which I would actually Terra and go for that just because I don't want them to go Landorus. I'm assuming the Landorus is going to come out now. I for sure would go Landorus now if I'm Elly. I think it's the only mon that makes the most sense. So if you guys hear them working in the background, they're like doing a lot of stuff, construction outside. There was a pretty big storm. And I love Electrode Shiny. And a lot of stuff got like knocked down and stuff like that. So maybe she goes Hydreigon here because it could be Yachi Berry as a means of dealing with me. But Hydreigon's like the other mon I need to weaken because the Cellar already deals with the other two. And then Landorus just needs to be... And then Ice Spinner would get me a kill on both Landorus and Torn anyway. So there is the Torn. I'm going to Terra and click Terra Blast. Terra and click Terra Blast because I assumed the pivot was coming exactly on the electric move. What she wanted to do was just simply get it healthy enough to be able to take hits later. But we get another KO now. Terra Blast right there. Also, I become a Draco switching, which is pretty funny. Or pretty good. Again, she just wanted regen, so it can potentially live a hit from my mon later. And we have Aqua Jet as well to weaken Landorus, which I think would be really, really nice. I think Aqua Jet will go a long way. So Terra Blast picks up another KO. Hoopa's gone. Very smart of her to play the that way, just to bring it out, get the regen. That's how you play it. And she's also very smart to not go out into Landorus. It also scouts for my Terra. I don't know if she was checking if I was Terra Ice or not, but obviously it makes a difference me being Terra Fairy now because that Dragon definitely dies. So I'm assuming Landorus comes out. Landorus, if it came out, would most likely go for Stone Edge. It should go for Stone Edge, right? It would most likely go for Stone Edge. I couldn't see anything else. Like it would be Scarf Landorus going for Stone Edge. Again, this is what I'm expecting it to be. Stone Edge to me. What is my mon? Electrode. And then Landorus, let's just assume Scarf. Because I have a lot of HP. I mean, I'm an Electrode at the end of the day. Even my HP probably doesn't let me take a Scarf Stone Edge. Scarf Stone Edge does way too much damage. Way too much damage. I'll go Samurai here and sack it. Though it may not even be a sack, because one, Stone Edge can miss. But also, if it's not Adamant, if it's Adamant Scarf, it's a roll. If it's Jolly Scarf, yeah, it's a roll. If it's Jolly Scarf, it shouldn't be able to kill me. So there's the fly. Come back! Fly Power Herb is a sick set. That is a sick set. That is so sick. I could Ice Spinner with you. Or I could go you. No, I want to keep you healthy because you can eat a hit from my Dragon, right, at the end of the day. I think we go Dragonite and just Ice Spinner. We definitely go Dragonite and just Ice Spinner. Because it'll knock out this Mon. Then it'll open up Electrode even more. If she actually stays in, it's worse for her. If she stays in, it's actually bad for her. Because she will lose to Electrode. So I think I might Dragon Tail. I might Dragon Tail because, again, it's literally worse for her to stay in. And if Hydreigon comes out, I don't want to give it free turns. Whereas if I Ice Spinner, I'm kind of forced to sack versus Hydreigon. Ah, whatever. We'll just Ice Spinner. Okay, she flew. So I made the correct play. I made the correct play because I need to kill this thing. I'm glad. Fly isn't going to do crap to me. I'm super defensive. It's not going to do crap. Yeah, look. That did nothing. Also, I'm pretty sure that's Adamant. So Ice Spinner will be able to knock out Landorus here. Cool. It's Hydreigon and Torn versus the world. Versus the world. But that should be game, I think. Unless Salak Berry on Hydreigon, maybe. Because it would have to Draco to hurt me. That's Hydreigon, right? Yep. Hydreigon would have to Draco to hurt me. I'm going to go for the Ice Spinner. I don't think I need this Mon anymore. Be for sure Ice Spinner. Because she might just Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse will not kill me. And if it's Draco Eject Pack, which is really sick. Yeah, it's Dark Pulse. Because you want to hit my other Mon. Yeah, I told you it didn't kill. I got flinched. Deserved. Very much deserved there. We'll go for another Ice Spinner here. And then, I believe, this Draco never kills. Draco never kills me. I think I want to go you. Yeah, I want to go you because Draco will never KO me, and I can Ice Punch here just to get it in range of and just spam a Cellar Basically, that's all I want to do. I want to be able to spam a Cellar U-turn actually does the exact same thing and keeps differential. I guess I could also be flinched, but yeah, U-turn's still fine too. There's Draco, won't kill me. Yep, as we mentioned before. Was it a eject? It was not eject. We get some beautiful damage off there. And now we can go out to Lycanroc and I think just a Cellar twice. We can go Lycanroc and a Cellar, and I am Adamant Choice banned, so in some worlds, Lycanroc just picks up the KO, the 2 KOs here. A Cellar. Pretty sure you can't be as bulky as you was on Torn, and also at least guarantee live Adamant Choice ban. Yeah, from that range, if it's max HP 86 min, that's definitely under 86. If it's max HP plus some defense, obviously the roll is still there. We know it's heavy duty boots because it didn't take anything. Lycanroc cleans up the game. I definitely got lucky versus Elly because this Tornadus did not land any attack. I really am sorry about that. So we do end up going forward too. Again, I have zero idea how my game versus Mephisto went. I have no idea how my game versus Mephisto went. Big shout out to Dragon Tail Dragonite. I think you're getting the thumbnail here because it's it's an old school set that came back. So good game to Elly, guys. I'm gonna hit her up to potentially do an interview if she is down. Please check out her site as well and subscribe to her. It's up to me, like I said too, because I'm on my way to 400K and I can get there at the end of the day if everybody who watched this video subscribe right now. So I'll be right back at the interview. So I'm here with Elly. I hope you guys went and saw her intro to the video. At the very least, I will most likely be watching it on my stream just because I know what you're doing, so I wanted to. But, Elly, what was the thought process behind the team? I love the fly land. I also love that you went Jolly. just in case, because I went, you see my my Annihilate, I went Adamant Choice Band. I did not go Jolly. So I love that you went Jolly to guarantee outspeed and can pop me with a fly. This is sick. So what was the thought process behind the team?
Okay, so the game plan was, I noticed that you either led with Spec Stealthfox or Hisuian Samurott. And I specifically changed my Terra type on Hariyama for this battle. I want you to know that. So Hariyama was kind of my designated lead. Fake out to guarantee the Terra so I can take Annihilate on a little bit better, which didn't really work out in the battle in the end, but fuck it, we move. Am I allowed to swear on this channel? Oh my god!
I mean, you can go to my streams. There's still videos. Like I don't really do it on my videos, but on stream I'm a little more free. And this is just freeform, so you can do whatever you want. I'm not. Okay. I got CTC on my channel. Like it's not a big deal.
Alright, I'll try my best not to go crazy. Okay, but yeah, so Harriman's like the designated lead. You also have like 17 dark weaknesses under the sun. So yes. double dark was just really good against you. Originally I was like a DD Hydra, but I couldn't. I needed like 7 different moves, and like rocks were also really nice against you, But yeah, so like the game plan was lead Hariyama, get the tower off right away. If I saw the Electrode, I'd kind of cope and cry a little bit, but you brought the Electrode, so I was like,
it's so good versus you, that's why. It's so good versus you.
Yeah, I was like, maybe I need Revivroom this game, but I don't know, I couldn't fit it in. And it's like I've been trying to play like balanced all season, right? And it's not really been working out for me. So I thought, this game, I'm already locked out of playoffs, so I'm just gonna try my best to try and do like a kind of more offensive team. And I think it worked for the most part.
No, it was good. I mean, Torn, unfortunately, like I said, it unfortunately missed. My my Dragonite was EV'd to tank like everything, but obviously breaking my multi-scale with the Focus Blast miss might have actually changed around. Dragon Tail ended up being a last minute change. Shout out to Amel.
I was gonna say that's such a good bring, because my hazard control is just ass. So that was really nice. I did think that, like, as soon as you went for Dragon Tail, I said, Joey, you piece of shit. But no, that's a really good bring from you. But yeah, I mean, I also brought like Hex Rotom for your Slowbro. That didn't end up coming. I thought you might try and get a little bit silly with the quick draw, quick claw shenanigans. But,
I got that out of the season. I'm lying, by the way. I'm definitely bringing that again in the future. But
you better. That better be like if you like make it to finals, that better be in your finals game.
Oh, the entire finals team's luck is full on luck.
Absolutely.
I really liked your 6. Like, the only thing, because again, I agree with you, my dark weakness is insane. I think Rotom had to come. I think Landorus and Torn had to come. I think Hariyama was the best Terra you could bring as well.
Yeah,
like, technically, you could have brought Revivroom, but the problem with Revivroom is you have to go Terra Ground versus my team. And once you Terra, I mean, that's also why I have Dragon Tail. Like, once you Terra Ground, Electro just clicks.
Yeah, exactly.
And it also has a hard time killing things at +1. Like, it doesn't 2-hit KO Crook because of Intimidate. And then... it's actually the reason why I have Sucker Punch on Lycanroc, to do like 65+% with it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so definitely a big one. Why Dragon Fang on Hydreigon? Was it like the roll versus Samurott or something, or?
I honestly can't remember.
It's okay. I mean, we are playing early.
I don't remember. I think it was like a roll after rocks if you want, maybe something like that.
Fair.
But also it's just good. Like it nearly killed the Annihilate as well.
Yeah,
like,
it's
that
beautiful.
Was crazy.
Yeah, it's nice. I definitely saw Scarf a lot versus me in testing, and I thought when you set up Stealth, I was like, oh crap, she's a Jetpack Draco. This is the most. She's gonna get so much damage off and then get the momentum. But U-turn was obviously good too for Samurott's damage. And didn't have to risk missing like.
Pretty much, yeah. I don't know. I thought Dragon Fang was just nice for the boosted Dracos. Like, it did a lot to Crest as well. If for some reason you wanted to swap it in if you're a Cobra or whatever. I will say, I nearly brought a Taunt set that was designed to 1v1 your Crest. I nearly brought Nasty Plot Weakness Policy with Taunt.
Oh my god, that's so sick.
So you couldn't Thunderwave me, but I was like, I don't think he brings Crest this game. Like, it doesn't do much for him because I've got the 2 Dark types. I've got stuff that I can just set up on it, so... But It would have been fire.
No, it's. I mean, I agree. I mean, so my team this week, you can see my fairy weakness, resistance doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And then your fairies, obviously, you have Hariyama, and then you have Diancie. So the way I kind of mitigated that weakness, you see, Crocodile's Roselli Berry was Crook can eat one hit and get damage off, and then from there I pray. That's literally like that's like the whole idea. Like Hariyama's. When I saw you turn damage, I was like, yo, did I crit you turn one? And then I was like, no, Hariyama just took 10 billion%. Like that was insane. So I was like, okay, Crook is, and the fact that like Crook wasn't even 2-hit KO'd even after the Roselli Berry, which is pretty nasty there. Obviously, you not having Drain Punch makes a difference here too. I'm sure if you had it, you might have actually clicked it that turn.
Yeah. My Hariyama set was more so to take on Delphox because that thing terrified me.
Yeah, fair.
I had to prep for it. Like, I know it didn't have the best matchup, like, because obviously I can just bring in one of my 2 dark types and then click a button. But then it would force Terra Fairy, and then yada yada. I don't know.
No, I agree. Delphox is just a more powerful Electrode. It's slower, but it's a more powerful Electrode in this game. I agree with you completely. I
want you to know, Torn was able to live a timid Life Orb Thunderbolt from Syrian Electrode.
I mean, I like the speed tier you went, by the way. I think there's no reason to run faster than my Lycanroc, because I'd always Accelerock you as well. So you're faster than Torn, which allowed you extra bulk. I was obviously adamant choice ban Lycanroc too. So I like
the fact that killed us, I was like, damn, that is
it's strong.
Crazy.
It's strong. Yeah. After the I think the what's it called, the regen play with it was really strong as well, bringing it in. I thought you might have been Scarflanders at the end. I was like, okay, I can't go Dragonite and be crazy because I could get Stone Edge swept at the end of the day.
I gotta hit him first.
Yes, as well. But I couldn't go off that part. Like Torn always. The reason Torn isn't broken is because it misses, right? And even if you use Bleak Wind, for people in the comments saying you should have used Bleak Wind, I'm gonna tell you right now. I played Amo in a mock. I played Amo in a I played Amo in a mock, and he missed 4 Bleak Winds in a row, 4 of them.
Damn.
And you know, when you hit Bleak Wind and you get the speed drop, you're kind of disappointed. When you hit Hurricane and get the confusion, like it's
so much better.
Yeah, exactly. It actually makes a difference here, like legitimately. Dark Pulse was for Crest plus my Slubber, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I nearly brought like Sludge Bomb over Focus Blast because I was like Delphox is still kind of a problem. I don't want to rely on having to hit the Hurricane. But I was like, Heatran is also kind of a threat, so you
need the damage there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Heatran, let's show off the 2 sets you were talking about. All right, let's show off the Little Cup Diglett right here.
Listen, okay, so again, you lead with fucking Hisuian Samurott all the fucking time. So I was like, I'm just gonna bring Sash Reversal, fuck it, and kill your Samurott off rip. And then either get off a nice little bit of 10% chip with Sucker Punch.
Yep. 10% is very, very
generous.
It's very generous.
Or set up Stealth Rocks on something. But I thought, I don't know, I didn't want to disrespect you, you know, I didn't want angry people in my comments. So I decided against it.
It's not even disrespectful. We weren't gonna bring Heatran because of Diglett. Like, this mon isn't coming. I will say I ran a bunch of Diglett calcs too, just to know off the top of my head. I was like, surely a Accelerock pops this thing, guys.
Yeah.
Like it pop, even if it's Eviolite, which is actually it would still die after some hazards. So
that's so funny.
This mon is the funny one, but I thought the really cool one that you were showing me was the Bramble. You want to talk to them about that too?
Okay, so Bramblegast. This was the very first thing that I built. I was like, you know what? This could be really fucking funny if he brings either Crest or Heatran, which in the end he didn't bring. So it's a good thing I didn't bring it. But this set was specifically designed to 1v1 Heatran so that Tornadus can come in and have more of a free time setting up and stuff. So it's Infestation, obviously to trap the Heatran. With the Binding Band, it's going to be doing more residual damage. Protect, so I can protect on his Magma Storm, and then disable it because we will outspeed, and then
Phantom Force beat me 1v freaking 1. That's so funny.
But yeah, that was the idea, and I thought that'd be really fun because then Hariyama would also be more free as well, so you couldn't just click Flash Cannon on stuff. But I was like, Rotom was just more important in this game, so I had to sack it, unfortunately. But
No, I
don't know.
like
It
I
was fun.
legitimately agree. I legitimately agree. Like I said, I think the only difference could have been like if you didn't want to bring Hoopa just because of like the U-turn and slow. God, Hoopa's so strong. I forgot.
Yeah, it's
Holy, I'm
so
looking
good.
at. I'm
Like,
sorry. Like I interrupted myself. Like I'm looking at these damn stats. 448 attack is crazy. Your minus
yeah,
special attack is 338. Have you liked
it's
this one?
crazy.
I know the blunder policy week kind of like um threw you off a little bit,
Uh-huh.
but
I don't know, like I like I've enjoyed using it, but it's just one of those mons that's been really difficult to use because like its speed tier is just kind of fucked by
base
power
80.
creep, right?
Yeah,
It,
base 80. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
so bad, so like you have to bring it in on a wall and then click a
Please,
button,
please, seriously.
but but I don't know, it's just hard. It's fun, but I haven't quite mastered it yet.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, you have a lot of U-turn and stuff to get it in. Like, I like the.
Mm.
I think your team is like extremely top heavy. Like the Torn, Lando, Hydreigon, I think Rotom, and then I honestly think your Terras are some of the. Obviously, you got rid of Frost Moth, rest in peace, buddy. But I think like your Terras are some like extremely threatening Pokemon too. Because I was thinking like the only other Mon versus Hoopa would have been like maybe Diancie to like spikes me as spike
Yeah,
versus me, or
I
even
did.
dual screens.
There was actually a set at one point where I was Rock Polish, Calm Mind,
Oh
but I was
god.
like, I can only get one of those up against you. He'd never let me set up like both, so I don't know. It's just one of those things where I just couldn't like properly utilize it. So
That's fair.
again, the answer just stayed on the bench, but like set up against you looked really fun. So I don't know. But
No, I mean I get it too because it's kind of the whole reason why people don't run a lot. Like obviously my team has zero hazard control, but the reason, but I run obviously heavy duty boots on the mons that need hazard control, and the rest of the mons don't matter as much
yeah,
in that case. Like the problem with setting up things versus me is you're taking too much damage from my team in general.
yeah.
So like I get it, I get it a lot. Man, I really wish you hit those hurricanes and stuff because I really like I'm thinking about like how my end game would have been, especially if Torn is at full. If it's at max HP, I actually don't guarantee KO with Celerock, right? Like
Yeah.
it's at it does I think 86 to 1 something, so 102 probably. So
That's mad.
yeah, I'm sorry about the misses
No, no,
as well.
it's
And I hit all my Dragon Tails too. Like I'm very like I was
It's
very
all
lucky
good.
as well in this
It's all
regard.
good. Like it's it's just mons at the end of the day. I personally, I don't think it changed the outcome too much. Like your priority options were really good against what I had left anyway. So
Fair.
it's all good. It's all good.
So, well, I appreciate it.
No, it's all good. I was gonna say like I really expected Scarf Annihilate, just so you can guarantee outspeed and kill Lando. But then if you were fearing Scarf yourself, then it kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. Like I mean, so the few Lenners, like Scarf was definitely something I was thinking about in testing. Like I could have done that, but I really like banding breaking power, banded breaking power,
Yeah.
because obviously CC's kind of free versus your team with band. Like you saw how much Torn took from close combat. Like if I'm
that's
Defiant
crazy.
boosted as well, it's pretty crazy. Originally I had Stone Edge over Ice Punch, which because it could OHKO even bulky Torn, but I was like, yo, this is gonna miss. I ain't gonna use this. If I have trouble with 90s, I'm not about to use this. But
That's fair.
but yeah, so like we ended up going banded just because the U-turn damage, it's so good versus like Hariyama. The close combat damage versus the answer. Like you have a lot of mons that I can't kill in one hit, right? A lot of threats that I can't kill in one hit. Hariyama, Diancie, Rotom. But this is like my best way of chunking them.
Yeah.
For instance, like the damage from a banded U-turn versus Scarf U-turn for max HP Rotom makes a difference in like Stone Edge from killing from Lycanroc, right? Like that makes the big difference in that. And but I do think that Scarf, especially because my team, I mean I go heavy with the creep as well. You see how slow my Electrode
Yeah.
is. My Electrode is
Yeah.
like a couple points faster than a Torn, which shouldn't be, but might be creeping a Jolly Lycanroc, so I'll go faster than that. My Lycanroc is a couple points faster than Hydreigon, creeping a Crocodile type of thing. So I go adamant. But for the most case, like the reason I do that as well is because for the most part I'm depending on priority.
Yes.
So I rather have the attack that I'm clicking most of the time, because the difference between again Jolly and Adamant is like 50% damage on Hydreigon versus not 50% with the Celerock. So I really I want that damage in there. But yeah, I agree with you. I think Scarf Annihilate would have been. I mean, it would have been crazy in the end game, right? I just click Ice Punch, Ice Punch, Ice Punch.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I agree. It would
I
have
also
been.
thought I was gonna say, I also thought you'd bring it just because it deals with Scarf Hooper as well.
Yeah.
Kind of just free, but
it's very good versus my team as well. Scarf Hooper is another mon, by the way, that when I fought it, my regular Electrode had 360 speed outsped because there was because Electrode with max speed outspeeds max speed Hoopa Scarf, right?
That's so funny.
Yeah, it outspeeds max speed Hoopa Scarf. So that's why I was like, oh, there's no freaking point, right? Because like if you're Scarf Hoopa versus my team, I always go Crook because if you Drain Punch, Intimidate, if you Psychic, Immune, if you Dark Move, Resist, right? So like I felt like while Scarf Hoopa was a threat, it's kind of same game plan. Like, get up hazards and then Intimidate and then priority it later. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense though as an Annihilate answer because it's something that can guarantee knock it out. I mean, like Annihilate obviously can't tear on this, so it makes a big difference. So I mean, that's fair. I think that's fair as well. And I like Life Orb Hoopa too. Had I brought you know, my slower Pokemon, and had I went slower speeds, besides like Dragonite, like Hoopa could have just torn it up. Like if I was going
crazy.
Like, literally, if I was on like super support Samurai. Obviously, you see I have enough speed for Hoopa and then X Scissor as well because it sharpness boosted. Freaking Mega Horn over here, and then
I completely forgot about X Scissor, bro. Like I was like, oh yeah, I can list as Eevee to live a Ceaseless Edge, and then can Oko it with Drain Punch, and then I forgot about X Scissor. I was like, huh.
No, yeah. So, literally, quite literally. I do like that you EV'd it for Sage Sword though, because I mean it makes sense for Hydreigon plus that, but yeah, X Scissor just because the guarantee KO on Hoopa was obviously way bigger over there. But I also want to say, hey, your team is scary though. Your team is scary.
It is.
Like Scarf Hydreigon would be insane versus this build because I have my fairy. Like this is the problem, right? When I say Dragon plus Rotom, I can't Terra immediately because I need my Rotom resist. Otherwise, Volt Switch is doing too much to my team. Hydro Pump does too much. Like they really buffed Electro by making it part grass. But then if I don't become Terra Fairy, you get to spam Draco versus me. So it was like
exactly. It's tough.
A lot of my games were really sack wars. Like and it usually came down to like 2 months at the end, hopefully like in rock killing like that. But you have anything else you want to say to the viewers? I appreciate you obviously having us in this draft league. You, Jack, and everybody.
Appreciate you being here. Like, obviously, it wouldn't be as big as it is without you guys. So, thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for running it well.
PPL.
So,
you're welcome.
Appreciate
Anytime. Use code AIM30 for 30% off.
It's already sold out. It's sold out. Thank you.
Shit.
Also, that code ended today, but for the time she puts that up.
Go to the G Fuel, not G Fuel.
No, not that one.
Fuck G Fuel. Go to Advanced GG and buy his shaker because he's a goat. I'm there. You're welcome.
Appreciate you. Yeah, if y'all didn't know, Elly's an OG in the community. Took a break, came back, so it's cool to see people.
I was gonna say I've been around longer than like a lot of people.
You might have been around at the same time I was.
Yeah, I am the OG shitposter, basically.
Weren't you around since Gen 4? I swear you were around since Gen 4.
No, not that long. No, Gen 6. Gen 6.
I swear you were around at Gen 5.
Nah.
Whatever, Gen 6 is still 2013. Like, that's still 10 years ago.
Crazy.
So, literally an OG. But, check out Elly, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed. I have no idea how I did for my game versus Mephisto. Because I don't play until Friday. But, again, sub to her. Check out her site. And we'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.